Hello, community. Are you tired of using heroes that aren't badass enough to be riding floating skateboards? Do you have the balls to pick a hero that is always out of the meta? Or do you enjoy annoying your enemies by throwing random bullshit stunts and slows from a mile away? If your answer is yes, then bounce those balls and slap your enemies with your long-lasting thick laser stick. My name is Shinmen Takezo, and this is Ultra Fast Speed Guide for Gord. Prepare to melt down the tankiest of your foes with your true damage passive. Unleash maximum pain on your enemies as you stop them in their tracks with the power of your balls. And watch as your targets suffer and cry as you penetrate their helpless existence with your godly laser. Gord's passive is called Your Magic Resist is Ass. Like the Giga Chad that Gord is, he has the ability to make fools out of enemy heroes who think they can build magic resist against him. With his passive, enemies that take damage 4 times from Gord's skills and basic attacks take a huge chunk of true damage on the 5th hit, a damage that no defense item can save them from. That is why it's not a bad idea to focus enemy tanks and throw all your skills at them at any point of the game. Triggering this passive also slows down their movement speed, allowing you to keep them at a distance or slow down their escape. You can further activate the passive again by spanking them repeatedly until they start enjoying it.
私は襲ってくる者には女でも容赦はしない。
Gord Skill 1 is called the Bouncing Balls Catastrophe, or simply the BBC. The BBC is a skill where you throw a mesmerizing bouncing ball that will explode on the 3rd bounce or when it hits an enemy. Enemies who are unfortunate enough to be hit by your twerking balls will suffer emotional damage as they get stunned for 1 second while also taking magic damage. The range of these rebounding ping-pongs can also confuse your enemies, as this is the range where the ball lands, but the actual range goes further as the ball bounces. These nuts have so much range that it can hit enemies outside your screen. Although this skill is above average in awesomeness, it takes practice to land as the slow-flying spheres are easy to dodge. But you know what they say when it comes to mastery of hero skills. Practice makes lucky.
何やってんだよおい。そっから何メートルあると。嘘だろ。そんな手前ではないと言ったはずなのだよ。俺のシュートレンジはコートすべてだ。
Gord Skill 2 is called the Persistent Energy Rupturing Vortex, or PERV for short. Using this skill lets you put down a mirror-like area of damage on the ground under your enemy's skirts that lasts for a few seconds. Enemies who are under the IQ of 50 that stays in the area will suffer multiple hits of magic damage, triggering the true damage passive as well if they get hit a minimum of 4 times. This skill is your bread and butter for clearing minion waves. One cast can fully clear an entire minion wave, and it also keeps the enemies away from your minions. You can also spam this skill due to its very low cooldown, so using it to block off approaching enemies is a great idea. And if the enemies keep running away from this skill when you put it down, convince them nicely to stay in it by stunning them with your skill 1.
Mystic magic is so wonderful.
Finally, Gord's ultimate is the Blast Ignite Giga Penetration Pulse, or Big Pee for short. But trust me, it's far from short. Pressing this skill will unzip Gord's magical limits and release all of his power in one thick, steady damaging laser that will last longer than what she said it did. Anyone caught and penetrated by this humongous blinding beam will take magic damage every 0.2 seconds. So that's a total of 5 hits per second. Trust me, I'm a math wizard.
I'm in danger!
And you guessed it, this also means that your passive will activate every 5 hits. And while this magical rod is in action, you can use your left joystick to control the direction of your joystick, making sure nobody gets out of the damage area until you are finished. I mean, it's kinda rude of them to leave while you have your laser out, am I right?
He's out of line, but he's right.
Now that you know the basics of how to handle your magical balls and control your pillar of light, it is time to unlock your final form as Security Gord with these tips and tricks. For the item build, go with this. Prioritize getting Winter Truncheon though as your first core item if the enemies have pesky harem ninjas or tryhard lings. Use it as necessary whenever anyone try to get in your pants. They can't kill you if you are rock hard icy. Otherwise, proceed normally and go Fire Wand, Ice Wand, Know-It-All Wand, then Penetration Wand or Necklace if your tank didn't get anti-healing items. Build your emblem set like this. 3 points in the I'm Fast as Fuck Boy, 3 points in Electric Bills, and 1 point in Black Friday Sale. For your battle spell of choice, go with Sprint because why are you even riding a hoverboard if you can't go fast? It also helps in emergencies in case you want to compete in a marathon against Mr. Long or a creepy thin man who wants to poke your butt.
Case on a deep drop, steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side, caught by Diggs. Stay up! Oh my God! Oh my God! 30! No! Touchdown!
You can also get around the map real fast and catch up to teamfights if you left your common sense at home and you want to waste your battle spell. At the start of the game, buy the red magic book and level up skill 2. Max this skill first, get your ultimate when it's available, and max skill 1 last. Head to the mid lane, but don't forget to help your loyal subjects in faster jungling by placing down a skill 2 as soon as the jungle buff spawns. Once you get to the minions, your skill should be available again. You can then place your skill 2, making sure it hits all 4 enemy minions. Then you can say sayonara to your enemy because your skill 2 will take care of getting the XP and gold for you. You're a busy guy, you got no time to entertain haters in the mid lane. The best combo you can do in all stages of the game is to try and hit an enemy with your balls and immediately follow up with skill 2 for maximum continuous damage. Using the bouncy balls can be a bit challenging, but with a little prediction, it's unbelievably easy. Just aim in front of the direction where the enemies are going and release these nuts on their chins. And if you think the ball will hit and stun them, immediately use your skill 2 and ultimate at the same spot to delete them like your browsing history. The same combo can also be more effective if you hide yourself in bushes and catch the enemy off guard. If you're having a hard time landing your stuns, don't be afraid to just use your ult on an enemy in front of you. Your passive will slow them down and sometimes that is enough for you to finish them off. Whenever you are not sure where the enemies are, You got the balls to check bushes, so use them. You also get an HP bar displayed on the top of the screen of the enemies foolish enough to underestimate the scouting power of your balls. If your skill 1 is on cooldown, you can use your skill 2 to keep enemies away from a spot they might be hiding in.
Hello, motherfucker.
Anytime you are fighting someone and all of your skills are on cooldown, do not be afraid to slap them with basic attacks. Hitting them 5 times with your basic attack will trigger an unexpected explosion of true damage that will chunk their HP and slow their movement speed down. During teamfights, stay in the backline and wait for the enemies to get distracted before you throw your ultimate. But feel free to throw your balls at them to check their location and to chip off their HP at the same time. Do not be afraid to be very afraid of the enemies and use your teammates as baits so you can focus on dealing damage. But always watch your back, as haters will gang up on you once they see how big your lightsaber is. After all, nobody likes a show-off. Keep surfing around as you smack your enemies with true damage while keeping them in place with your bouncy balls. Focus on finding the right opportunity to slap your enemies with unlimited damage from your rod of luminosity. Wipe out entire armies of haters who think that an immobile mage like Gord is easy to deal with. And always remember, it is not how long and huge your laser is. It's how long it lasts and how you use it. So suck it, savior.
Killing spree.
My name is Shinmen Takezo, and this is Gord, an ultra-fast speed guide. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. I mean, just look at the jiggle physics, bro. If that doesn't convince you to play Gord, I really don't know what will.